Hello everyone, it's Luke Taylor with another album review, and today's album is 2018 Alice in Chains, Rainier Fog. So I just want to start this video off by something that might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. This is my favorite Alice in Chains album. This is their very best album to me. There might be comments about saying how it's facelift or dirt or something, but to me this is my favorite. It's the most important to me. It's the best. I love it. So yeah. Rainier Fog is Alice in Chains' 6th studio album, and it was nominated for a Grammy for Best Hard Rock Album, and I do believe it should have won. I really do. I think it was the very best offering in that category. And I know Jerry was honored that they were nominated, but it really should have won, and it really deserves it. Alice in Chains, you know, being, I mean, most of them live in California, or actually, let's say Jerry and Mike live in California. Sean lives in Seattle, and William Duvall lives in Atlanta. But they came back to Seattle to record most of this, and in reading Jerry's interviews and stuff, and listening to his interviews, it wasn't like trying to recapture, you know, old stuff and nostalgia. It was just like a very natural process. And they started from ground zero. They didn't have anything. It was just a case of just coming back and developing something really organic and really natural. And they recorded a lot of it and jammed and stuff in Studio X, which used to be called Bad Animal Studio, which is the studio that belongs to Seattle rock legends Ann and Nancy Wilson of the band Heart. So that's a very cool connection right there. And come to find out that, you know, no rock bands had been in the studio for years. It was, I believe, it was owned by Microsoft, or still is, and they were doing symphonic, you know, video game soundtracks, orchestras and things, and spoken word and dialogue, that kind of thing. But there was all the old analog equipment was still there, so it's really cool that they got to use that. And I do feel on this record there is this analog character that they just kept increasing with, you know, Black Gives Way to Blue and Dinosaurs and that. Like they really have this sort of old school feeling that they've never lost. That they are an iconic grunge band, but I believe they're an iconic rock band as well. They're not just limited to one genre or anything like that. So to record most of it in Studio X is very cool here in Seattle. The thing is, though, is I believe that was the swan song of the studio, and they don't do music there anymore. So that's too bad. But it's really cool that this was the final piece in the puzzle for that studio. So the thing that I love about Rainier Fog, I love the sense of identity that it is. It's really who they are as a band. It's something incredibly special to them. No other band could have made this record or done this record and had this kind of soul and personality. It's just so Alice in Chains. And the thing is, if you don't know the band, go get this album and go get this record and listen to it. You'll be really happy that you did. You don't have to go all the way back in the back catalog, and that's something you can do later if you like the band. But this record, I think, is the perfect place to meet them. Every song really is so deep and layered, not only musically, but, you know, lyrically and emotionally. The lyrics are so beautiful. I really think that there's a few songs like The One You Know and All I Am that kind of contain the story that they're putting in the album, if you want to look at it as a story. And they also contain this really great hard rock kind of swagger that they got. There's some sludgy, grungy songs, but there's some songs like Fly. I think if you're just watching Jules Holland or something, and it's like Alice in Chains, you go, oh, I've heard of them, but I never heard their music. And then they play Fly. I don't know how you couldn't be a fan. It reminds me a lot of Jerry's solo albums and his kind of sensibility of, you know, country rock and just really great melodies. Fly is one of the best songs they've ever done in a very subtle way to me. I just think their music on here is so heartfelt and so mature. Jerry's solos are beautiful and perfectly timed, and he's really turning into hard rock David Gilmour. I mean, he has been for years, but if you don't think he's hard rock David Gilmour by now, I don't even know what to say. Jerry's sound is really perfectly recorded and sculpted. He's using his signature Friedman double J amps. And if you haven't heard that, I do have a video. I think they were created in the dinosaurs era, but if you haven't heard just the amps by themselves, I'll put a link and talking about all that if you want to know more gear related stuff. So that's cool if you want to check that out. I think Sean Kinney has really hit his peak. He's been an amazing drummer for years. He's really hit his peak here with just the beautiful, fat and full and artistic patterns that he's doing. He's putting the songs in just special territory. He always does, and he always has a really meaty groove, a really kind of earthy, really tasty groove. But these songs are just so much more. They're so much more artistic and Pink Floydian. You know, he really is hard rock Nick Mason. There are some progressive elements in the beats, and there are some really nice patterns that you just kind of get into. As far as songs go, I think they have a lot of songs that stick with you. Red Giant really sticks with me. Fly sticks with me. There's so many little nuggets in every song, so many layers of guitars and really cool moments and passages. And Alice's songwriting is very organic in the fact that they'll do like, I guess what I call false changes, where they'll have a cool riff and it'll repeat, and then they'll have a little variant of the riff and then go back to the riff. So it's not like a verse chorus bridge kind of pop thing. But again, that they write songs in a way that you can actually listen to them like that. They feel very easy to listen to. This album just cruises. It's so deep and so emotionally dense and layered. It's so mature, but it just cruises. You put it on, you listen to it, All I Am comes around, and you're left with kind of this impact. Maybe is another fantastic song, and Never Fade, I think, will be one of their classics for years to come. All I Am is truly a special song. It puts in summation all the things I've been saying about how this is the pinnacle of their career and how this is such an important album to me. I think if you listen to the album, then you listen to All I Am, or you can just listen to All I Am by itself, and you kind of get it. You kind of get the point that I'm making. My rating, 5 stars. There's no other band in the world that could have done this. These are special guys making special music. So have you heard Rainier Fog? Do you think it's their best album or the best album of 2018? Do you like the band? What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm sure there'll be some of you that didn't like it as much as I did. That's okay. It's my ears and my money and I'm listening to it, so I'm happy to have it on 180 gram vinyl. I would like to get a splatter. If you've seen those splatter albums, they're pretty cool. I'd like to get one of those sometime. So please check out all my other reviews on this channel and check out my other videos too. I got some really cool live music and stuff. So I want you to take care and have a great day. I'll see you later.